What's going on, guys? It is Saturday, March 4th. I am back with another one. Before we jump into it, I want to say thank you once again for the support, the comments. Please make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that we can keep on point with these videos. And once again, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So I certainly want to say I appreciate your time. And without further delay, let's get it.
So I've been seeing these videos about passport bros. So basically, you just Google it to figure out what that is. And all of these men, they seem to think that they would leave America and go to third world countries like Africa, the Philippines, Brazil, to try and find a submissive wife because American women are masculine and they are not submissive. And the problem with this idea for me as an African woman, I'm from South Africa, is that they don't realize that this is not, they are the reason why African American women or they are Western women are the way that they are. They created this culture. You have to understand that the reason that African women or women from third world countries are the way that they are because of how their men treat them. Men in other countries are raised to be a provider. They are raised to be a protector. They are raised to be the head of the household. Most third world countries do not promote the 50-50 idea. A man is to take care of the house and the woman is to take care of the house. So, and yeah, African women work, they've got degrees, they can go to a job, but like when they grow up, even though having a degree and having all of these other things, they are still taught how to be a wife at home. And same as men, they are still taught like you need to be the head of the house. In America, you have a culture of men who want 50-50. They don't want to fully provide. They want to know what to bring on the table. And they say cooking and cleaning is not enough, but we still have to do it because you are a woman. What else are you bringing to the table? And
I tell you, so I let a lot of that play because she said a few things and we're going to just slice them up real quickly. Number one, African-American men, as well as men in general, to a certain extent, have not contributed to what we are now dealing with in America or in this Western civilization. But to say that, obviously this is our fault, and she's referring to passport bros. Black men have nothing to do with feminism. We were not involved in any woman right movement. And I mean, if you look at what that is actually stemming to dismantle, it's the black family. Most of these feminism movements really disrupt any nuclear family type. And more specifically, it was almost as if black women were used as a test dummy and to see how bad could it really get. The whole lie of feminism being sold to African-American women to allow them to have more authority and, give them more power, or what they call self-empowerment, self-independence, blase, blase. You take that notion, combine it with food stamps, Section 8, temporary assistance for needy families, and all the other government support systems out there that pretty much disregard the entire thing of what a man could do if allowed to stay in the home. And then, mind you, these females have to basically have a one sole earner household to even qualify. It kind of makes sense as to why relationships in between African-American men and women most of the time just doesn't work. Now, especially most of the females as well who are in these scenarios, they're not educated to the extent to understand how bad would it be for the child who has to be raised in a one sole, usually female household, and it's a shame. It's a shame. We see so many examples now where these kids grow up emotionally just in terrible shape. I mean, they just don't know how to react to certain things. They're not educated, and they just don't have the benefit of what a two-parent, much less a father, can do, and it's a shame. And then this chick, on top of this, isn't even in America. She's talking literally out the side of her neck. It's another example of when a female sees something they have nothing to do with at all. They really don't have an opinion on it, but for whatever reason, she says it's popular. She wants her 2 seconds of fame, so we're going to give it to her. But at the same time, it's completely and utter miseducation. But we're going to let it go.
And secondly, the way that you guys have treated your women for generations and generations, it's what has created masculine women. It's what has created super independent women where they have to depend on themselves because you don't want to go to work, you cheat on them, you lie on them, and you don't take care of them. And if you Google the internet, search all of the internet and check and see if any of these countries, look at Brazil, look at South Africa, Nigeria, and find one podcast that is solely dedicated at destroying or talking badly and just like talking all of this nonsense about how black women are fat, masculine and ugly. There is not one podcast that you will find of an African community or Mexico or any third world countries where you go find where wives or women of that nation are being bashed the way that African men bash their women. So and then thirdly, African men treat their women like queens. They are not like perfect, but they treat them like queens. In order for you to fix what you
So unfortunately, that's where the video ends. So I'm still going to address those 2 points that she just said. And I love how she just ignores the fact that women have zero fault in this. But okay, number one, the countries that she just named, all these other foreign countries where, she's saying that basically the men provide, they're, raised to do this and that. The other thing that she's ignoring is the women are also raised to be traditional wives, which gives the men who are providing a far better deal. She's completely ignoring the fact that in America, the expectation is you got to carry the weight as a man, and whatever I decide to give you as a female, it is what it is, or you just accept it. You add on top of that the fact that divorce has incentives in it. Yeah, obviously they can get paid. Some states it's in perpetuity. And, clearly this changes the dynamics to where it's not even a benefit. I mean, you could have, obviously the house clean, kids taken care of, blah, 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 whatever. But if one day she decides to up and leave, depending on how long you've been in a marriage, you're screwed, and that could be a hard thing to come back from, especially depending on what age you are. So, obviously ignoring the fact that in America, we don't get that deal. And in the other countries we do, it's very easy to see why other men, or at least men of means, would travel to at least get the best bang for their buck. And then number two, stop the fact of you acting as if this is what men have caused, or men are the sole reason in America, or African-American men at that, are the sole reason why they are acting the way they act, is a complete lie. We are reacting to the way that they act, not the cause. Okay. We didn't initiate this. We didn't do anything different. They have been, I would say, inflated. They've been given wrong information, and then they wonder and sit around and act as if, there will be another option down the road. And it's just something that us as men have to understand. There's no need to lower your standards. There's no need to essentially lose the ground and allow them to have the upper hand. That's not what we're doing. Okay. None of us are. We have options that are far more beneficial than what we're getting in America. And that's why we're going to continue to do these videos. Now, last but not least, her point about, other podcasts in these other regions, why they don't bash their women, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, clearly they're not going to do that because their women understand what they need to provide or bring to the table to get a man who's going to provide and do the things that, more traditional women require in order to be successful and have a healthy relationship. And not only that, a 2-person household. So, you get these females, they watch a whole 2, 3, 4 passport videos, they formulate a wrong opinion. And the first thing they do, out themselves by jumping online, talking about stuff they have no education period on. But it is what it is, guys. I appreciate your comments. Share and let me know what you think about this. Are we the reasons why these women act the way they do? I don't think so. Not at all. And in fact, there is no other reason I could think outside of feminism trying to adopt the white woman's plight of not having their control of their men and now all of a sudden wanting to be the same over us as African-American men. No, I don't see how are we the fault in that. I'm lost, but I think this is another case where it's just a bunch of shaming language, lack of accountability, and the need to be right as number one, as always. Guys, I appreciate your time. Let me know how you feel about this one. Until the next, peace.